Hi, this is Dr. Martha Lucas with another episode of 10 Minutes of TCM Training, the show that helps you build your practice 10 minutes at a time. And for those of you who are patients of an acupuncturist or a Chinese medicine practitioner, this podcast explains how Chinese medicine works, how your treatment works, because Chinese medicine is a medicine, not a mystery. It is a complete system of medicine that treats internal medicine and mental emotional issues, not just pain, which is what acupuncture is most famous for treating. So listening to my podcast, 10 Minutes of TCM Training, will help patients also understand what is happening during their treatments if you are not quite sure what your own acupuncturist is talking about. So I'm a research psychologist and practitioner of Chinese medicine, also known as an acupuncturist. And today I am talking about the low points. It's LUO, capital LUO means connecting, or lo in Chinese. Most people just say the low points. And I'd like to talk to you about how the low points work and what they mean if your practitioner accesses one. So think about the way that a river flows and how you, or even a street, a highway, you're going down the highway and you see a fork in the road that goes to an adjoining highway. That's what the low connecting points are about. They are where a channel splits off from the main flow and connects with its paired meridian or channel. For example, the first low connecting point I would talk about would be lung 7. That lung 7 low connecting point travels over to or connects with the large intestine channel. So for example, I do pulse diagnosis. That's my expertise, doing an expert diagnosis with the pulses when someone comes in. So I am feeling a lot at where lung 7 is on the wrist. Well, if I want to open the lung large intestine communication, I will very often do large intestine 6, which is the low connecting point on the large intestine channel, because I know that it will connect with the lung channel. So basically, these are what we call connecting points when I'm feeling the pulses, or you're feeling the pulses, or your practitioner is feeling the pulses, and they can't feel the flow of qi and blood, of oxygen and blood, from channel to channel to channel, from organ system to organ system to organ system. That is what life is. Life is the flow of yang and yin, yang and yin, yang and yin, according to the theory of Chinese medicine. If the organ systems are not connected, if they are not communicating with each other, then health is going to suffer. So this is why these are can be very popular points to use. Plus, they do each have some functions also. So let's start with, as I said, lung 7. So this point would connect lung large intestine channels. It also is used to treat sadness. The lungs tend to hold grief. And again, they will get stagnated if we do not process our grief. And then we're going to end up having a cough or maybe an asthma attack or something like that. So these points are used, they have functions as well as just, we know they connect and open up the flow. For the large intestine, it's large intestine 6. So again, lung large intestine channel pairs. Large intestine 6 can be used to treat the lungs water function. So for example, if the patient has edema, one choice might be Li6. Now, I am not a believer that the point functions that we learn in school are God-given and it always works. It doesn't. When you know pulse diagnosis, I may think gallbladder 41, Sanjiao 5 opens the daimai because all the books told us that, but it doesn't. Sometimes it does not work. So with Li6, if the person has edema in their lower legs, I'm not going to trust that just that point is going to help regulate water down in the lower body. I'm going to need to connect that water regulating function with something on the lower body or where the edema actually is. The spleen low is spleen 4. And spleen 4 also can be used to treat emotional issues. It is a part of the Chong Mai, which I do use to treat emotional issues. So spleen 4 could be used for that. That would be the spleen stomach channel pair. So if the stomach channel is blocked, you may access it partly by using the low spleen 4. Stomach 40 is the low for the stomach channel. It has the reputation to eliminate phlegm, but again, if it's lung phlegm, I am not going to trust stomach 40 on its own. You must connect the upper body, the upper jowl, the lungs with stomach 40 if you want phlegm in the lungs to be resolved. The heart low is 5, heart 5. The heart treats the spirit, pericardium in the heart. It would maybe, if the person has agitation, depression, or stress is negatively affecting their spirit, heart 5 may be a choice for you. And then it's paired channel, small intestine. The low is small intestine 7. And again, because it's related to the heart, because it's paired with the heart, you can use small intestine 7 to calm and regulate emotions. For example, pulse taking, if you're afraid you're going to touch heart 5 too much while you're putting pressure on the pulses, maybe you move up to small intestine 7. Kidney 4 is the kidney low. Now, I love using kidney 4 to get all the kidney energy flowing. The kidneys fund everything in Chinese medicine. So I love to use it when I feel like the kidneys are not flowing well. The kidney energy is not flowing well and funding the rest of the channels. And its paired is bladder 58. And that could be used for kidney deficiency or back pain, low back pain. Pericardium 6 is the pericardium low point. It has a fabulous reputation for treating nausea. You can even buy C-bands, which are acupressure bands you can wear on your wrist around P6. Its paired is Sanjiao or triple warmer 5, again, to pair those two channels. Gallbladder 37, liver 5 and gallbladder 37. Those are the two channels that would be connected. Liver 5 is the low on the liver. Gallbladder 37 is the low on the gallbladder channel. Liver 5, well, it can be used, again, open up liver energy. If a person has what we call plum pit chi or liver chi stagnation, you think about opening the flow in the liver, which would be liver 5 and or gallbladder 37. Now, gallbladder 37 and liver 5 are also known to treat eye issues because the liver energy does affect our eyes. And then the great low is called spleen 21. Spleen 21 is the great low. It's also called the great hug, the big hug. And I think about if a person is just super disconnected, they're super disconnected emotionally and they're super disconnected physically, like under my fingers of pulse taking fingers, I can just feel something here, something here, something here, no flow between the channels, no flow between the organ systems, then maybe spleen 21 is a good choice. As I said, the great low or the big hug. And then there are some special ones. Sanjiao 8 can treat all 3 yang meridians in the arm. So large intestine, Sanjiao or triple warmer, or triple heater in the small intestine. Pericardium 5 can also connect or treat the 3 yin meridians in the arm, lung, pericardium, and heart. Gallbladder 39, treat the 3 yang meridians in the leg, stomach, gallbladder, and bladder. And then spleen 6, an intersecting point, treats the 3 yin meridians in the leg, spleen, liver, and kidney. So those are group low points. Those are points that not only would get the energy flowing from one channel into another, but a group of channels, 3 yang or 3 yin channels, either on the arms or the feet. So the low points are just most excellent for getting the channels connected. When you feel, or as I said, diagnostically or treatment-wise, I mentioned several that treat, for example, anxiety issues or depression issues. So they're not only for opening and connecting the channels, they are also for actual treatment. They do have some functions, especially for emotional issues. And I also think about for pain, getting the blood and oxygen flowing in all of the channels. All right, so that's about the low connecting points. Thank you for listening to this episode of 10 Minutes of TCM Training. I'm Dr. Martha Lucas, and if you want to learn more as a practitioner about the topic I discussed today, you can visit my teaching site, lucasteachings.com, L-U-C-A-S teachings.com. Or if you are a person or patient who is interested in long distance treatment or learning more about Chinese medicine, you may visit my website, acupuncturewoman.com, or email me at drmlucas, that's DRMLUCAS, at acupuncturewoman.com. Take care, and if you can, take care of someone else too.